In the final years of the Second World War, silence became a weapon. Beneath cities and battlefields, hidden laboratories worked in the dark. What began as medical research turned into something far more disturbing. They called it Project Morgenstern, a name erased from official archives, yet whispered by those who survived. This is their story, the story of the Forgotten Front. Far from the front lines, a different kind of war was being fought. Inside these walls, the weapons were not bullets, but ideas. Men in white coats worked without daylight, surrounded by glass, wires, and the smell of burning chemicals. They believed they were saving lives. They believed science could purify the human mind. But faith can be more dangerous than any weapon. Their leader was Dr. Klaus Ritter, a neurologist whose theories reached far beyond medicine. He spoke of control, obedience, and silence. They called them subjects, numbers instead of names, statistics instead of people. Inside these rooms, men and women became instruments, measured, wired, and rewritten. Dr. Ritter's team believed emotion could be controlled, that fear was just another signal to be switched off. Electrical currents, injections, the pulse of a machine echoing the pulse of a man. They searched for a mind that would obey without question, and a body that would never feel pain. Few survived. Those who did spoke of voices whispering their thoughts before they could speak them aloud. Dr. Klaus Ritter believed the human mind could be repaired like a machine. He spoke of thought as circuitry, of memory as code. To him, emotion was a flaw and pain, a defect to be erased. His notebooks described methods to remove fear entirely by silencing the part of the brain that screamed for mercy. He was calm, polite, precise, the kind of man who could look into your eyes and tell you it was all for science. To his superiors, he was a genius. To history, a ghost. For decades, the documents remained hidden, sealed in boxes marked Abteilung für neurologische Forschung, pages filled with equations, sketches of the human brain, and notes written in a hurried hand. They spoke of fear suppression, of subjects numbered, not named. Some pages bore red stamps, Geheim, Morgenstern. Others were half-burned, as if someone had tried to erase their existence. Yet even ashes can tell a story, and in these ashes a pattern remained. Records described tests of sound and light, flashes repeated for hours until subjects lost all sense of time. Others were placed in isolation, their heartbeats monitored as chemicals altered their dreams. The doctors called it neurological adaptation. The subjects called it nothing, because most never spoke again. When the war ended, the laboratories did not disappear. They simply changed their address. Under Operation Paperclip, scientists once branded as war criminals were quietly invited to America. Their notes, their data, and their silence, all imported in the name of progress. The files mention no names, no victims, only results. In a warehouse outside Washington, documents marked Neurological Warfare Division bear the same handwriting once found in the Morgenstern archives. History calls it relocation. Others call it continuation. Time forgets, but paper remembers. In a government archive, beneath layers of dust and silence, a box still bears the name Morgenstern. Inside, fragments, equations, and photographs of those who never had a choice. No one speaks of it now, not in the universities, not in the press, but history leaves traces for those who know where to look. Some doors were meant to stay closed.